Spider-Man. the
Spider-Man!
Spider-Man. the pardon.
The
And
pardon.
stuff.
Yeah. That's so awesome. I do need to read that book. I know what we're going to start on in this episode, but I'm not sure what we're going to do after that.
It's been so long since we did FICO right.
I know, it's been so long. Alright. Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Hello, and welcome to Cooking with Unity. I'm your host, Max. With me is Jeffrey, and we're going to be continuing 2D Thursday. It's been over a month since we touched this project. Hopefully we won't have as long a hiatus again for this project, but yeah, we're just going to pick up where we left off and see what we can do. So that's the reason the description is kind of vague. So let's just get started here. So on our last exciting episode, we had these really fancy health bars that that go down. We had two different styles. We have one this a health bar that just slides over and covers up the information. I think it flips if we go to the other side of this guy, if we can manage to get to the other side of this guy. Oh yeah, we gotta walk this way. That's how we gotta do it. There we go. Yep, it flips. Not a big deal. Maybe it's a big deal. I don't know. But our health bar changes from green to red. Now, it has an additional problem. Our health bar kind of starts at white, which is unfortunate. We also have this array index out of range thing, which is probably in the one for our player, because I remember leaving this in kind of a nasty state. And I also remember something that I was taught by someone in the comments on the last episode, that there was this magical thing called a gradient that we could use. So we're going to switch to use that and see if that works a little bit better. So the reason I think it starts white, by the way, is because I think the shader itself starts white. So if we go to the scene and take a look at this thing, and we check it in the inspector, so what this does is it changes the...
There is a color white.
Whoops. I didn't need to do that. View, normal size. I guess a little zoom in doesn't hurt anyone, right? Okay. Well, what was it?
Up above the script.
Oh, yeah. There it is, white. So if we started at green, it'll probably just... And I guess I should be more careful with my green, but... wait, where did it go? There we go. That's pretty close. Nine points off. Not bad. So now it starts green. Does it actually go down to yellow? Yeah, it does. Although... No, this isn't... Wait, why is it going to purple?
The main color is changing.
Oh, because we did change this quite a bit to do a lot of weird stuff.
Probably trying to fix that white.
Yeah, it was something. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get rid of this health colors array because it's stupid. Because there's a much better construct to use in Unity. Public gradient, color gradient. And this will give us a nice little inspector that allows us to add as many colors as we want and change them however we need. And then what we're going to do is, instead of having to do all of these fancy things and indexing and do all this stupid stuff, we are just going to... we don't even have to... I don't think we have to do any of this. But just to be sure, we're going to do this, because we're not running this in Git. We're running this in Perforce, and I don't feel like doing a bunch of check-ins on the show. So, although, that's another thing we could do. We could look at the Perforce plugin. I'm sure that the 2D people will be like, no, we don't want to look at that, so we'll avoid that for right now. So, image component.color. Just want to make sure there was nothing else we needed here. Okay, we need health percentage. That one we need. Wait, health, yeah. Let's grab this out of here. And just do one of those. Whoops. I always do that. All right. So health percentage. All right, so we need the health percentage. Right now we're doing alert between low color and high color. We don't need that anymore. All we need is... color gradient dot evaluate, and we put in health percentage. That might be all we need. So let's see how this works. So if you hit save and we go back into the game, it compiled, yay. So color gradient. So now we can just create a gradient. Like we'll do red to green. Although I think we want to do green to red actually, but let's just see how this does. And we'll even fix the middle. Remember, that was part of the reason we created a gradient, just so that we could make the middle this nice bright yellow as opposed to a dingy color like you normally get when mixing them. And if we hit play, we don't have the out of range exception anymore. Maybe. Is it changing color? It is. Looking good.
And it started green.
And it started green, but that's because I started it green. Honestly, what we should do so that we can't shoot ourselves in the foot by changing it in the editor is I'm just going to have in the start, we're just going to set color gradient evaluate 0.0f. Or wait, 100.0f. Wait, no, 1.0f. Brain's on real tightly tonight. So this goes between 0 and 1. 1 is full, and we actually start at full because we're at full health, so we want to make sure that this starts at full. So I guess we could have just used health percentage here just to be completely safe. Let's do that, just in case there's some reason that this script is separate of the player, and the player persists or something, and then...
That was a local variable.
Was it? You're right, it was. So we'll get it again. Save. So now, even if we mess this up and we have, wait, where's our health bar? And we have this set to say white or red or purple or whatever, this should switch it to green as soon as the game starts. Yay, it did. You can see the fill amount going down. Oh wait, that's for the, wait. Oh yeah, the fill amount, yeah, because that's the size of the thing. I guess we're doing that somewhere else. I guess we don't necessarily even have to have that fill amount thing if we didn't want to either. If you'd rather have it be a little bit more wishy-washy looking, you could go to the object. And we're currently doing fill image based on health. We don't have to have that. We can actually just have it be a big green bar that just turns color as opposed to the other thing. This is another way that you could do it if you had like an outline on the player or something and you wanted like ambiently tell you that he was in trouble. But yeah, so there we've got a few different types of health bars. And we've got a much nicer script now for the other one because we were using a gradient now. It saved us a whole bunch of code. You saw how much code that saved us. And our code wasn't even working right, so doing it. Deleting it. So, what are we doing next? I am going to, even though we don't need it, set this to green just so that we can see that it's green, so it doesn't look odd in the editor. So what are we going to do next? Let's see. Our background's looking real shoddy. Background's looking real shoddy. Can we still fly? Yeah, we can. That's sweet. Oh, yeah. There's still... Oh, I forgot. There's still multi-dudes. I completely forgot.
Multi-ball.
So yeah, let's see if we can't fix the multi-dude problem first. So what I would like to do is I would like to make it so if there's two enemies, they attempt to surround you. Am I in the mood to do something like this today? Yeah, why not? Let's look at their AI. So we're gonna go to AI movement, and I'm gonna quit this. We are broadcasting, right? Yeah. It's all doing stuff. Good. All right. What are we looking at? So, sorry, one of our more complex scripts. So what this thing's doing is get player get and cache player transform. If needed. This is AI movement, closest indication, game object. Enemy target position. It's an odd way for me to name it. So, enemy target position, I think, is probably in... There it is, enemy target position. So there's two of them. Aha, and that's the reason we get the closest. So it actually tries to find the closest enemy target position, and then goes to it. So, what we're going to add is... get closest enemy target position. What we're going to change it to is we're going to make it so that the enemies can claim a target somehow. So that, and if a target is claimed, we won't traverse it in the enemy target position stuff. What would be the best way of doing this?
Well, they're tags right now, so we could just change the tag when it gets.
That's a good
within
point.
A certain distance.
That is a good point.
And we're already checking the distance to see when they start punching.
Yes. Though I think that they should probably make the decision earlier than that, honestly, than a person getting, oh, maybe they shouldn't do it earlier. Yeah.
No, I mean, we're already checking the distance, so we already have it available. We can add another check with a larger radius.
Gotcha. Yeah. I was just going to invalidate basically the moment one of these got to this point, it would just invalidate that for the other enemies. Enemy target position. So we get. So yeah, I guess if we just cleared the tag, as long as we return the tag at an appropriate time. Right now, there's actually no situation where the tag would be returned because the AI doesn't really have a situation where they don't want to punch you.
Well, when you
kill them, I guess.
When you get out of range, they stop punching and they continue following.
That's true.
But we would have to add a flag to say whether or not they have, or we could add the transform for the positional object that contains that tag, and then when that's not null, then that enemy knows that it's currently considered to be at that target point. And then if then we could add another check later where if the distance exceeds a certain amount, then undo the claiming of that position or something.
All right, let's do it that way.
How was it you were?
No, I just was gonna claim early, just immediately, like as soon as the enemy spawns, it claims the spot, the closest one, and then
that too.
Yeah.
And then when the enemy
dies, it gives it up. Yeah.
Could do it that way.
So, enemy target position. No, that's the actual logic as to when to do this stuff is not what I was thinking about. I'm just trying to think how I want to do the actual claiming of it. We could have a list of claim transform that's kind of backwards.
Well, if we wanted more complex swarm behavior, then we might want a separate manager that kept track of things like that in lists.
All right. I am just going to do a list method. Private. My collection is dot generic. Private list. Transform. Claimed transforms equals new list transform. Save. So else. I guess I don't need the else. So closest enemy position, game object equals null. It's gonna claim it. It's actually make it a set. There is just a set and there's hash set. Is hash set basically the same thing? Hold on. C# hash set. Set of values. And where's the... Is there an error that it throws if it already contains something?
There was a contains function,
yeah,
like a list. Oh wait, intersect.
Yeah, I'm just curious if it was going to throw an error at me. If I like, what I want is I just want something that I can throw stuff into it, and if I add something that's already been added, it just doesn't care. So I was hoping hash set might do that for me. Let's try it. Let's just give it the good old 1-2. So hash set transform. We're going to do we're just going to add hash transform. What are they called? Claimed transforms. Dot add. Oh wait, when this thing goes back over it, it's not gonna work, and the claim transforms needs to be static first of all. So private static hash set. Oh yeah, that's not gonna work.
What's not gonna work?
Well, because if I claim, if it just invalidates whatever's in there that's claimed, when an object claims it for itself. I guess it wouldn't have to check this every time, though. Okay, yeah. We can make this work. All right, so claim transforms.add. We're going to add closest enemy position game object. If closest position enemy game object. Alright, so we're just going to grab this right at the start. We're not going to have it reevaluate for right now. So I'm going to make this into a thing that's in here. Private closest enemy position game object. And we're going to just set this to null. And then if closest enemy position game object equals null, then we get the closest. Then else, we do all of this junk minus that top line there that we don't need anymore. So we do that kind of thing, and that kind of thing, and get rid of this thing.
So we need to remove game object on there because it's...
Yeah, thank you. We're not doing that line at all.
And
Save.
add the closing parentheses on there, and also get it as a transform instead of a game object.
Oh yeah. Dot transform. Guess I really should have that as a transform anyway. Whatever. So we're gonna add that, and then we're gonna add a check here. So if square distance is less than closest distance... Actually, no, let's do it higher than that. Yeah.
Just inside the
if claimed transforms does not contain dot contains... If not claimed transform that contains obj
dot transform.
Dot transform. Wait. Yeah, dot transform.
Continue. Or I was
just do
thinking
that.
If it contains.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. So save. Let's see what this does. Alright. So it doesn't seem to be working too good. Let's just do a list. Save.
Now we need to do a new. Oh no, you already did the new list.
Yeah. If claimed transforms does not contains. This thingy. Then we do that thingy. That's what I was trying to avoid with the set. Very minor thing to avoid, really. So, play. Nope, no luck. Now they just get unhappy with me. What did I do wrong?
You shouldn't need to do that anyway, because it checks whether or not it contains it.
No, not for a list.
No, I mean, we're checking it in the first if. If it contains it, then we're going on to the next object.
Yeah, but on the next frame, we already have it in the list, and we're adding it to the list again, and again, and again.
How are we...
Because if it's not protected by this if statement, yes, yeah. So, let's see. Movement vector, closest enemy position, object, transform position, walk, closest distance is greater than... Oh, we still need these distances, and we didn't calculate them. So we need this stuff calculated no matter what. Alright, I'm just going to... So we're going to do this.
Need that inside of the if.
Which inside of the if?
Well, that's where we do the distance.
Yeah.
I think it's just those that we need, not the...
Not the what?
The whole for each.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Because we already did the for each to find the transform that we wanted. Now we just need... Yeah.
So in the future, we just need to recalculate this based on... So we will just do that, and then we will do... Instead of object.transform.position, we will do closest enemy game object.transform.position. And we don't need to do this check. Oh wait, no, we want the closest distance. If square distance is less than closest distance. Oh yeah, that's what we want.
No, we don't.
No, we don't need to do that.
That was just for finding the right object.
Yeah. So that. Wait, so where are we using it? So closest distance. We are using closest distance though, so we need to give it something. Okay. So closest distance should be
square distance.
Just the distance of the object. So square distance. Yeah.
So just change that to
yeah.
Use and take out the other
square distance. Yeah. All right, old code's fun code. Save. Play. All right, looking better. Is he gonna punch me? Doesn't want to punch me anymore.
And they didn't split.
Yeah. But he didn't want to punch me either.
They both went to the same side.
Yeah. If clay transfer does not contain object dot transform, but not. If it doesn't contain objects dot transform, then we really don't need to do this calculation stuff. We really just need. Oh, we do need to do it because we need to find the closest. So, closest enemy position game object equals obj. Why is it not invalidating these? And why is it not punching? That's the more questionable thing. What are we doing for checking the punching? This is greater than your goal threshold. Wait, oh, the punching's in a completely separate script. Why did the punching stop?
Oh, maybe it relied on that.
Closest distance, there's the problem. So if AI movement at closest distance, so closest distance is evidently a... Okay, well, we will then just do... I guess technically we don't even need the declaration of the square distance, right? We could just do this, maybe.
Oh, I thought that's what you did last time. I wasn't.
No, I evidently wasn't using the old noggin. So play. Is he gonna punch? Okay, at least he's punching. That makes me feel a lot better. So it's just not doing the new thing that we told it to do. So if not Gaussian transforms dot contains obj dot transform. We do have, these are both tagged right? Yeah, they are. Oh, I actually thought of a problem with this. Hold on, so we may not be able to do it this way anyway. So if I move to the left, yeah, we can't do it that way. Because if I turn around, all of a sudden they want to get to the other side of me. So every time you turn around, they'd do this, like, dance. Even if it was working completely, they'd be swapping places. So yeah, that's not going to work.
Unless we change the...
I'm going to undo out of this. Actually, you know what?
I'm going to redo into this.
I'm going to redo into this. I'm going to just... how will I do this?
Well, let's figure out why they're not... We could make it so that the target... positions stay a certain offset from the player. Just give them like a script that just has a quote-unquote parent transform, not actually parented, but it would grab the offset from that transform and then update its own position.
Oh yeah, so that it just stays on the side.
It's on the correct.
All right. Let's go with this technique then. Let's just see, get it working so that they at least split, and then we'll worry about fixing that other problem. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Let's do obj dot transform. Debug.log obj.transform. So you'd think that this would print out two things, print out 4. They were all pretty much the same thing. Let's do
well, the
transform.
first time through it would print out 2, and then the second time through it would print out...
Would hopefully print out 0. Because if closest enemy position of game object equals null, by the end of the first frame, both of them should have claimed the 2 things that are there.
But the first one going through would have gone through both objects, and neither of them would have been in the...
Okay, so it should be 3.
3 is what I was expecting.
Alright, so let's try something. I'm just going to change this to game object and see if this makes any difference. I don't know why it would, but let's just give it a shot. So we're just going to, if it contains object... Save. Still 4. We're gonna not collapse them so we can see them. There they are. Alright, let's also do obj.transform and then obj.
Let's rename...
Save. Oh, that would work too. All I was doing was just making it so that we can click on these. So we'll pause this. So that one, and that one again. So I went through both.
Did we forget to add them?
Oh, I know what happened. So frame 1, right? Frame 1 goes in here. The first guy goes in here. Hey, let's get some of this stuff.
Oh, it's being added below.
Yeah, so we need to add it in there. So we will then do it right here. There we go.
No, it has to be at the end of the for each.
Why is that? Oh yeah, this is the end of it. If
that's
oh
in
wait,
the for
no.
each.
Okay. Yeah.
Except we don't need.
And we should also check for null, shouldn't we?
We don't really need the contains there because it's being checked in the for each, so we're not going to end up getting...
Okay, good point. But we should check to see if we have a closest enemy, if this does not equal null.
Yeah.
There we go. Save, play. Here we go. Yeah, that looks good. Sweet. Nope, you can't punch me. No.
Fly.
Yeah, can't get me. Oh, no, you can't. No! No, you can still fly! I don't like you. I don't like you either. Oh, no. No! No! It's horrible!
That guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does. He's got the moves. He's got the moves.
You thought that he couldn't punch you, but...
Oh, yeah, that's right. My health bar is not going down because I disabled that part. I'm going to re-enable that part. I like that part. We're just going to go back in here and just go clickety-clack. Alright, save scene, save project. So, yeah, let's see what you were saying. So we're going to make the enemy target positions not actually parented to the player. They're going to just follow the player with an offset. So, I like them to be included in prefab.
We could put them...
We could have them auto-detach. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, then we could put that in the script, too.
Yeah,
we'll
do detach and follow.
Yeah.
And follow. So
now we don't even need any
start
global
is
variables.
Transform.
No, public global variables.
Transform.parent equals null, and we will have a private vector3 offset. And
a private transform.
Offset equals. Do we need a private transform
for the parent?
Why do we need to store the parent? I'm just gonna...
Because the parent's gonna have a new position every frame.
Good point. Yeah, thank you.
And since we're...
Thank you, yeah, that's exactly right.
Disconnecting
private transform parent pseudo. pseudo parent. So we're gonna say pseudo parent equals transform dot parent. We're going to say offset equals transform dot position minus parent dot pseudo parent dot transform dot position.
You just grab local position.
What if it was nested for some reason? Like, not directly underneath the higher... Oh, I guess it wouldn't matter. Yeah, we can just do that. Yeah, in the way that we're doing it. I already screwed that up anyway. So offset equals transform dot local position.
Well, if it was nested, I think you're right. If it was nested, wouldn't that
it would
be incorrect?
It would be incorrect anyway. So pseudo parent equals transform dot parent, offset equals transform dot local position, transform dot parent equals null. And then an update, all we're going to do is transform dot position equals pseudo parent dot transform dot position minus offset. It might be plus offset. We'll just try it both ways. Save.
And we're not going to know because they're on both sides by equal amounts.
Okay, well...
So unless we turn one of them off. We didn't put it on them.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't help. So, yeah, we need to put those on enemy target position. Which one did it go on to?
Okay, good. It did go on.
It actually went on to the one that I wanted it to go on even. I thought it was good. I was
worried it went onto, like, the parent.
Yeah.
Went onto the directional light for some reason.
The directional light.
Like, you wanted this on the main camera.
Apply this to our stickman, and let's hit play, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so...
The other one didn't follow.
So where is it? So they detach, so that's good. Oh yeah, we won't know which one is which because I see what you're saying. But one of them's not following for some reason. I don't think. Yeah, it's kind of just sitting there. Oh. Wait. Oh, I gave it the wrong script.
Oh, there's a
detach from parent script. Okay, remove components, detach and follow, please. All right.
What's the point of that one?
I think we did it for our like ragdolls or something, or something. I don't know what we did it for. There was some scenario where we needed it. All right. So you're absolutely right about us not knowing whether this is right or not. So I'm going to just offset them one way down here and just see how it goes.
So they're backwards.
They're backwards. So, so plus offset. Save. That makes more sense, honestly. I don't know why I didn't just do that one first. So detach and follow. We'll put this back to where it was at. Hopefully. There we go. Hit play. There they go. We're happy. Actually, I shouldn't have put it back where it was at. We should make sure that it's working. So we're going to hit play. And there he goes. He's walking down there. Perfect. Undo. Save scene, save all, save project. Alright, so now we got guys that are crowding us and beating us up. Sweet. I can kill them. So we got 20 minutes remaining. What are we gonna do? Let's scroll something onto the screen. Let's just do something. Let's make a... What should we do for scrolling? Let's make a texture first. Let's just give this round a texture. Texture edit. And I'm doing this just so that we have a sense of where we're at. Yeah, that one looks kind of cool. Export image. Looks kind of cool. Stupid Neo texture edit. All right. Gonna throw this in here. We're gonna put it into. I guess we have sprites. We don't have a textures folder. All right, whatever. This is just a plane, right? Yeah, we're going to make this into a regular texture. Hit apply. We're gonna put it on. Looks kind of cool onto there. There. Now we've got this disco floor. I'm going to make it repeat a little bit differently so that it doesn't look stretched out. What are we doing? Looks kind of cool. No, it's in this material. That's right. The material was probably automatically created and looks kind of cool. Yeah, where did we find that? That's in materials here. There we go. I'm going to move this into here. I'm going to delete that. No, delete that. Luckily, that doesn't do anything. Transparent diffuse. No, looks kind of cool. And tiling 2. There, better. Alright, so now if we were to move, we could see that we're moving. I'm also going to make this actually bigger, so we're going to have to change it again. Let's just make the scale 10. And let's go back to the... Looks kind of cool and make it 4. There we go. So there's our disco floor. And let's just make it so that the camera will follow us. So we only want the camera to follow horizontally. Well, maybe we might want to follow it vertically later, but for the most part, it's going to be a horizontal following camera. We don't want it to move up and down as you move up and down. So where's our camera right now? Our camera is at the top of our hierarchy, right where it should be. So what do we have for scripts? We've got... Do we have any follow scripts? Follow. Detach and follow. That's the only thing we got. Alright, cool. So we're going to create a new script called Scaled Follow.
What's the scaled for?
I don't know. I was going to scale the Y to 0, and then I was going to not have it. Yeah, it's probably not going to work as a scaled follow. So what do we want the camera to do? We want the camera to follow the player position if he is a certain percentage towards the edge of the screen. Alright, let's just call it, so that we don't get caught up in the implementation, let's just call it camera script. And we won't get caught up in the implementation before we start implementing it. So, what are we going to do? Public float max speed equals, I don't know, 10.0 f. Public float screen edge percentage. So I want to do this. Yeah, let's try it. Equals 0.9 f. Update. Let's not do it this way. Let's do it a simpler way. Let's do camera distance x difference before follow. My brain's not working. What should I call it? We want, so we're going to use, I'm just going to use the X position as an example right now. We're just going to compare the X positions. We're going to assume that this game remains 2D.
Are you going to turn the player's world position into a screen position?
I was just, that was the first thing. I was actually going to simplify it and just literally keep the world positions and just do a world position difference. Follow distance.
You could use a, well,
let's just try this. I'm just going to start typing code until it works. So
we could have colliders on the sides of the screen too,
if
that are where the camera
player
that are based on where the camera's position is. I mean, they're like connected to the
yeah
camera.
yeah
And then that way, when you hit it and it doesn't on-trigger enter, it's like, okay, move the camera, like lerp the camera over.
yeah
And then
or start following and stop following. Yeah,
lerp over again. And
yeah, that's another way we could do it. I'm gonna just throw it together in this code thing first, and then we'll see how we're going. So max speed, follow distance. If
I like the idea of doing
transform dot. You like the idea of
using the screen.
Oh, the screen percentage. Yeah,
world to screen point, because then it doesn't matter what our resolution.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. This should be resolution agnostic as well, but this is actually a pretty contrived case, admittedly. Transform dot, because as I said, this is going to be coded in such a way that we're not changing the camera angles ever. If transform dot position dot x minus transform dot position, or sorry, minus, how do we get the player? Where's the player? AI movement. Player gets, we'll do one of these. Alright.
Oh, so that requires a player transform variable, global variable. Or
no. And it colors it for me. Alright, thank you.
Transform.
Player transform. Transform. Player transform.
We're trying to fix the error that it's having trouble with.
Yeah.
That's causing these problems.
So if transform position dot x minus player transform dot position dot x, if the math f dot abs of these is greater than follow distance, then
another parenthesis. I think. Oh no, no.
Then we will do, and we're going to use that fancy new one. We're going to use transform dot move dot move. Hold on. Is it here? Transform dot move. Okay. Autocomplete has here. I'm going to just quit it. I'm going to save this. Quit monodevelop. Open monodevelop again.
Let's go back to Unity. Maybe there's an error.
Looks okay.
Oh, okay. It was just
being really testy. Yeah. Oh wait, maybe it's in vector 3. It might have been me. Hold on. Vector 3 dot move. There it is. That's it. Didn't even know about this one until a couple days ago. So one of our viewers mentioned it. So move towards current is transform dot position. The target will be we want the player position, but we want it in transform position's relative space. So we just want, let's just do that real quick. Vector 3 target equals transform dot position. No, transform dot position. It had it that time. Target dot x equals player transform dot position dot x. Move towards target and max speed. So this will be linear. It's going to be a little bit jerky. We'll make it fancier later. So target move towards. We'll do that. Looks good. Let's see if this does a thing. So we're going to click this. We're going to put this on the player. I mean on the thingy. Actually, I should call it camera follow player, but I guess camera script, as I said, we kept it generic so that it would make some sense. So I'm going to move over here, and hopefully at some point, nope. Not looking so good. So,
what is our scale?
It's a good question. What is our scale? if we put a cube in the scene.
Okay, so we walked way more than 5.
Yeah, way more than 5. Delete. Debug.log. Save, play. So yeah, it's definitely bigger than 5. So target equals transform.position, target.x equals player transform.position.x. Move towards transform target max speed. So let's debug.log target. So we move over here. There we go.
Can you go back to the script?
Okay.
So move towards takes. Wait, what is?
3 parameters. The current
is it return? Because that doesn't really. You don't have a transform or anything to put it in.
The way this. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That was, yeah. That's the problem. Return values. They're important. Remember that. All right, hit play. Now it's going to do some stuff. Now we're going to see some serious stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That max speed, I think, is a bit fast, and we're also not multiplying it by time.delta time. So let's save, play. Let's give it one more shot. There we go. And as I said, it's going to be jerky. Let's make it a little less jerky. We can make this into late update. And that will maybe get rid of some of the jerk. Nope, didn't get rid of a iota of the jerk. Let's make it considerably slower then. Let's see if that helps. Maybe even make the player... Alright, let's see what we got. We're going to go to... main camera. What is our player speed anyway? Our player speed is 6. So let's set this to just for fun. Let's just see what that does. Look how smooth that is. Perfect. And we go the other way. Sweet.
So can move towards overshoot?
Move towards cannot overshoot, but it can lead to snappiness because... Here, if we put it less than it, what do we get if we are going lower than the speed? Maybe it can overshoot. It shouldn't be able to overshoot, though.
It shouldn't.
Anyway, setting the values to be the same speed as the player works really nicely. That's probably what you would want anyway. You don't want the player to be able to catch up, and you don't want the camera... Well, I mean, I guess the camera being able to... So the one bad scenario is if you manage to do like some skill or something that moves at a faster rate, and then the camera has to catch up afterwards. But at the lower than value, it should remain smooth. So when we go over it, that it becomes a problem.
Maybe we should set max speed from the player's speed in the function. I mean, set the speed to the player's speed in the move towards function, as opposed to doing it as a variable in the script.
Yeah, that might make sense. Yeah, let's do that.
And then if the player uses an ability, we'll have to have the ability update their speed.
So we'll just say instead of max speed, we will do player transform.get component. What are we getting? the...
On the player.
Yeah, on the player. Grabbing player movement script. So let's do this actually, and let's cache this if we can. So we're going to do it in the same thing. We'll do player transform.get component. We're going to call this private player movement equals player transform.get component player movement dot speed times time dot delta time.
Missing the closing angle bracket.
You are right. Save. Play. Alright, so now it should just, yeah, sweet, it's nice and smooth. And we can, honestly, that might be the proper place to scroll, because let's look at 4x3. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be appropriate.
That feels so claustrophobic.
4x3 does?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is how games used to be, man. This is how it all used to be.
There could be hundreds of ninjas just outside my field of vision.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We're under attack. So, save scene, save project. I know it's 5 minutes early, but I'm actually going to call it just because my brain has not been on at all at this point tonight.
I think we got a lot done.
Yeah, honestly, we got some good stuff done considering we haven't done it in a month. We got the gradient stuff in there. That's great. We got some scrolling stuff in there, and we got the enemies not being as retarded. Slightly less. Actually, they were really smart at one point. That time that they were just swapping sides every time I.
One guy was
yeah,
smart.
that guy. Yeah, the other guy was just like, oh yeah, exactly.
The other guy was even dumber.
So, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you have any questions, please email me pushypixels@pushypixels.com. You can also tweet me at Drakfire. That's DRAKFYRE. You should donate. Patreon.com/cookingwithunity. We need the support. And thank you very much for coming tonight. I will catch you guys tomorrow with another breakfast with Unity, and then we should have more stuff after the weekend. And yeah, so you guys have a great one, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning.
Have a good night, everyone.
All right, banter time.
Switch back from the face.
Oh yeah, thank you. Switch back from the face. How? All right. So, yay, didn't miss the show. Hey, Loki! How's the game coming, Loki? What's the advantage of using a plugin with Perforce? Okay, so the plugin. So what I mentioned on the show, there was a plugin for Perforce. The reason that I mentioned it is because there was this plugin for Perforce that was made by a company. I don't remember who. I probably should look this up, but it was made by someone, put on the asset store, got generally good reviews, and I think it was like $150 or something. And evidently, Perforce bought the rights to it, made it open source, and has it on the asset store themselves for free now. And so now you can download a Perforce plugin that tightly integrates with Unity. Now, what the tight integration means is when we've been using Perforce on the show, what I usually do is I go into Perforce and I choose reconcile offline files, and then it goes through and it does a diff on all the files and determines what I've changed since the last time, and then we can upload those files. It's kind of the flow that you get with Git and SVN, and I'm kind of just ham-fisting it in there because Unity likes to change a lot of files without you knowing that it has changed those files. It's a little bit better now that it has that save dialog box, but it's still a lot to keep in track of. Perforce, generally, the way it works is you want to check out files as you start using them, and then check them in when they're done.
Especially if you're working on binary files.
Especially if you're working on binary files, especially if you're working on a team. So, and it's the one, and that's actually the big advantage of Perforce. I've mentioned this better with binaries. This is the advantage, and we're not using it the way that we use it on the show. The advantage is when someone's editing a binary file, since there's no real way to merge binary files, when someone's editing it, you can see that it's locked, and it will warn you that it's locked. if you're properly checking it out. So with the tight integration, what it does is it not only gives you all the tools to check in and do all that stuff inside Unity, so you don't even have to go into Perforce, but more importantly, as you change files, it checks them out for you. And so it will automatically create locks on the files necessary if you're working on binary files. And on the text-based files, it won't lock them, but it'll at least tell you that someone else is working on them so you don't step on each other's toes. Generally, mergeable files is not that big of a deal to step on. It's harder to step on each other's toes, but yeah. So you're looking for a good explosion to match your art style in the game. I'll have to... let's talk. I like explosions. What was that?
There's the pyroclastic explosions from the asset store.
Those yeah. Pyroclastic explosion. Actually, what is that pack? Is that a pay pack or is that a free pack?
Free.
Really? Awesome. Those were good explosions. You showed me those a long time ago. I didn't realize those were free. Pyroclastic.
I think your latest shader is, or the one you showed me not too long ago,
is similar to this. Nice.
Kind of setup.
So there's two versions of it. One is rated less times but higher, and one is rated more times but lower. I don't know what the difference between these two is. Oh, evidently I already have it. But yeah, some explosions. I'm not sure if this fits your style, though. Free is fun. Cool. Here, let's import this. Let's see how this looks.
They look really good in motion.
Cancel as a complete project. Let's try... Is this one not a complete project? Maybe that's the difference. Nope, they're both complete projects for some reason. At least it warns you now. It used to just overwrite your settings. So that's good. Especially considering we don't have this in... Well, I mean, it's in version control, but I don't have it as well organized as version control. I'm not sure if it's up to date in there either. I zipped up the files before the episode in case I didn't have them before, but yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I would say that counts as enough spooling. It was great seeing everyone here. Great seeing you, Loki. Good luck on your project, and make some explosions. I'm excited to see what you're making. And kick Rob's butt. I want him to make something. I have a feeling he's going to shirk on this over the course of the next 4 months. So don't let him get away without making a game. So anyway, you guys have a great one, and I'll see y'all later.